Well, howdy. Dang howdy. How are you? I done say dang howdy. What is going on, Kelly? And Adro? Anybody else that currently has clicked on the thing? We're going to talk about Iran. Maybe some sports bullshit, but apparently there's people out there that get upset. They're like, I can't believe people say sports ball unironically. I'm like, people say it because they find sports like myself stupid. That's just me. What is up? Garbo did the thing. Thank you very much, Garbo, for doing the thing. I want some different music while we wait. While we wait, it is my day off. I got freaking eaten alive by mosquitoes when I was in California. Got like bites all over my legs. At least I'm pretty sure they're mosquitoes. They look like flea bites. I know I got some delicious legs, but damn. As I just let that sit. Let's do this while we wait. Why are you not letting me share that? I'm waiting for people to trickle in before I go over stuff. So, and put on some music. What is up? What is up is the thing. While I get some music here going. Yuffie made me a new stinger for the show, which is cool. As I'm here looking for this. Damn, there it is. There we go.
They sat at the table 21 hours deep. Talks in Islamabad, promises cheap. Mullahs and ayatollahs smirking with pride. Nuclear
hit
dreams
that like
in
button,
their
folks.
eyes. They lied. No deal on the table. They spit on the terms. Thought they could play us, but the fire still burns. Trump dropped the hammer, locked and loaded. Boys, carrier groups rolling, making noise. You had your chance, you threw it away. Now the sky's turning red. It's Judgment Day. Bomb 'em back to the Stone Age. Turn the desert dreams to a fiery cage. No more centrifuges, spinning lies. No more funding terror under desert skies. From the mountains to the sea, let the thunder roar. Iran said no, now we're kicking down the door. Stone Age, feel the wrath ignite. Freedom's hammer falling through the night. They closed the Hormuz, thought they choked the world. Oil prices spiking, flags unfurled. Missiles flying from the Islamic Guard, but our stealth birds screaming, hitting hard. Power plants crumbling, bridges in the dust. No more death to America, learn some trust. Ancient Persia's pride won't save you now. When the B-52s come raining down, you rejected peace, you chose the fight. Now taste the steel in the dead of night. Bomb 'em back to the Stone Age. Wipe that smug grin right off the regime's face. No more proxies, no more proxy wars. watch your empire die. Stone Age, Stone Age. Eagles on the wing, hear the freedom bells when the sirens sing. They cry civilization while they chant for death. Sponsor the killers, take their final breath. We didn't want this, but you left no choice. Now the desert burns with a righteous voice. No more games, no more talks in vain. You lit the fuse. Feel a hurricane. Bomb 'em back, bomb 'em back. Bomb 'em back, bomb 'em back to the Stone Age. Make the rubble bounce, turn the page. For every hostage, every threat, every lie, America rises, watch the regime fry. Stone Age, Stone Age. Let the whole world see you mess with the eagle, and you'll never be free. Yeah, back to the Stone Age.
Well, hello, everybody. Do you like our little intro stinger? Isn't that pretty cool? I like it. Yes, FJB. I don't think JB's doing much these days. That's probably a good thing. I don't know what JB would be doing these days. I heard he was doing like some speeches and he was talking to some people, which is weird because, well, people pay him to show up. And I don't know who really would pay that old delirious bastard, to be honest. Like, it's preposterous to me, in my opinion. Would you want to pay him? Would you really pay any president to show up and speak? I wouldn't. I don't feel like it's a thing I would do. Feels like a waste of money. He did mess up a lot of stuff. That he did. I would, again, definitely not have him there. So good old Iran decided it would be a good day to start shooting at our boats again for reasons I don't really understand. Like, you would think, maybe don't shoot at the boats. Because when you shoot at the boats, usually something bad then happens, right? And what tends to happen is we kill a bunch of you, which is why I kind of think the peace deal thing is just bullshit.
Strikes on commercial vessels in the Strait of Hormuz that happened yesterday. It seemed at that point that was the only kind of retaliation that they were going to do until just about 15 minutes ago when CENTCOM announced that they were launching these strikes in Iran as another form of retaliation for striking those vessels. Here's what they posted on X. They said, U.S. Central Command forces have begun launching a series of powerful strikes against Iran to impose heavy costs for targeting and attacking commercial shipping crewed by innocent civilians in an international waterway. The U.S. strikes are in response to Iranian attacks on 3 commercial vessels that were transiting the Strait of Hormuz. Iran's demonstrated aggression was unwarranted, dangerous, and a clear violation of the ceasefire. Now, I do want to get to the NATO of it all in one second, but just a quick reminder that part of the deal in the memorandum of understanding for the ceasefire, the 60-day negotiating period, was that in exchange for the lifting of the sanctions as well as the removal of the blockade in the Strait of Hormuz, Iran would help the safe passage for these commercial vessels.
Safe passage, right? Yeah, that's not happening. So now it looks like this. Fire scene burning at the port of Shalahid Haqqaqini in Bandar Abbas, southern Iran, following tonight's wave of retaliatory strikes against Iranian military and infrastructure sites by the U.S. Air Force. Maybe stop shooting at the commercial vessels. I know this is a really hard thing to think about, but I am not logging in. How dare you? I would assume, being a thinking individual, right? I would assume. Oh, oh, big fun. I need my military stuff. Oh, big bada boom. Maybe every time we keep attacking Iran, we keep blowing up part of your country, or they keep attacking us, we keep blowing up part of your country. Every time Iran shoots something, well, we'll slip there, right? Every time we shoot something back at. People are saying the U.S.-Iran peace deal is officially canceled. Iran just violated the ceasefire by attacking an oil tanker in the Strait of Hormuz with 2 missiles. Oil prices are going to be parabolic once again. That's extremely bad. That was yesterday. That was 14 hours ago. Guess you could say yesterday. 14 hours ago. People were talking about that. Apparently, also, a Chinese spy ship, the Li Bo Wang, used as an intelligence gathering vessel sailing off the coast of Oman, sharing real-time data collection from the Middle East with Iran. Part of the U.S. cannot touch this ship. No, but if a torpedo accidentally hits it and it goes down and nobody knows where it came from, is it really a war violation? I don't think so. I don't believe so. U.S. officials to Reuters, talks with Iran will continue in good faith towards a deal. Towards a deal of what? How many weeks has it been? Every day we turn around, we hear the same shit, right? It's the same shit. Marksman just posted about the same thing within a minute of me starting. I'm like, man, it creeps me out. Me and you talk about the same shit. I guess it comes within seconds of each other. Like, we won't even talk. And all of a sudden, we'll have the same news. Oh, crap. Truth be told, they already made a deal, and all this is a script. Maybe. They should never stop bombing Iran. That's also something people believe. U.S. Central Command forces have begun launching series of strikes against Iran to impose heavy costs for targets and attacking commercial shipping vessels. Crewed by innocent civilians in international waterways, U.S. strikes are in response to Iranian attacks on 3 commercial vessels that were transiting the Strait of Hormuz. Iran's demonstrated aggression was unwarranted, dangerous, and clear violation. Yeah, well, they're killing people, right? They're killing people randomly because they want to. If anything, we just gave them time to reload, get new stuff in. Russia and China don't want this war to end, right? They see it's giving a black eye to the Americans, which is weird because the longer the oil takes to get there, the harder it's going to be for China. But I guess they're thinking, well, we're hurting other Asian countries, right? So it's worth it. American warships remain on high alert to reimpose a blockade on Iranian ports per President Trump, according to 38 minutes ago. That is IR red alerts. Usually they cover missiles coming in from Iran. Again, maybe stop bombing the goddamn boats and attacking innocent civilians, because that's what it's coming down to, right? Like, we're not talking about, oh, that was a good place to stop it. We're not talking about like military vessels getting hit. These are just regular people in boats. They don't deserve to die. They probably have a shitty job as it is. Actually, maybe not. From what I heard, some of those boats are pretty nice. All you got to do is you pump the oil, you move the oil, and you got you and a few guys keep the boat running. Some of the ships have like cafeterias and gyms and all kinds of stuff. You just got to make sure the boat stays safe. Say you're out there, you were told, hey, look, your shipment of oil can move. Your ship can move. You could take off. All right. You get in there. We said that we were going to protect these vessels that were moving through there, but I don't know why this happened. Did we move troops thinking that they were going to stop? If so, that was stupid. That was dumb. Damien, I haven't seen you in a while, buddy. Bomb, 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 Iran. We're going to bomb Iran. Back to the sand. You would think we'd be bombing the crap out of them more. But again, it's weird when you have ships there to defend them. Yeah, no, Damien's the guy that's been coming here for a while. Nuke Iran deflects on the rest of the world. Well, again, you can't be killing civilians.
بندر عباس یا ابوالفضل دوباره جنگ شروع.
You know, I wouldn't do an A-bomb. What I would do is a neutron bomb. Does anyone here know what a neutron bomb is? Guys, ready for another ICE protest? Oh, God, are they starting that back up too? I heard they're trying to get that back up. Oh, I missed you too, buddy. A lot of my audience is like, yeah, all of a sudden they got super busy this year. I'm just like, oh, man. Oh. So a neutron bomb, let me go see. Basics of a neutron bomb. Basic neutron, no. I don't want to build one. I just want to learn about it. Let's see, neutron bomb from no, that's nutrition. Thank you for autocorrecting me, Google. That's 14 minutes. That's AI slop. I don't know if we want to sit through all of that, but a neutron bomb shoots neutrons out of it that kill every living thing within the radius, but leaves the infrastructure alone. So it's an enhanced radiation weapon is what it's considered. But you would do that instead of a regular nuke because you could still use the land around it. Yes, the trial is. You could drop me the trial if you want, Garbo. I don't know where the LTO's at. Maybe he's gotten sick of me. It does feel extremely close. I'm hoping it comes sooner than later. I don't have to pay any bills anymore. Oh, what is a neutron bomb? A neutron low-yield thermonuclear weapon designed to maximize lethality with neutron radiation while minimizing blast and heat damage. Unlike standard nuke bombs, they destroy cities with a massive explosion. The neutron bomb prioritizes killing people, especially through armor or buildings, while leaving infrastructure relatively intact. Uses a small fusion trigger, plutonium or uranium, to ignite a fusion reaction, which is deuterium or tritium. Design allows most of the energy to escape as high-energy neutrons rather than being absorbed to create a bigger blast. Neutrons penetrate armor, concrete, and soil effectively, disrupting living tissue, causing rapid death or severe radiation sickness over a wide area. Yield is typically very low, around 1 kilotons, with lethal radiation expanding farther than destructive blast. Developed by the United States in the 1950s, 1970s, intended as a tactical weapon against massed Soviet tanks armies in Europe. Produced as limited number W-70 warheads for Lance missiles, artillery shells, but never employed in Europe due to public protest and ethical concerns. Yeah, I could see the ethical concerns.
شدناک بود. باورفرز. یا باورفرز. بندر عباس. یا باورفرز. دوباره جنگ شروع.
So that's us bombing them, I believe. Us dropping a crap ton of bombs currently on Iran. Efficient, yes, it is efficient. New use for population control. Oopsie daisy. What happened? Oh, we let a neutron bomb go. Killed a bunch of people. Oops. Probably some FBI agent looking at my search history. What the hell is this guy looking up? First he looks up Iran, then he looks up a neutron bomb. The hell is he going on about? So I know the trial with Charlie Kirk is going on. I didn't really watch the entire trial, so I feel like if I start watching now, I might kind of might miss something. That's how I feel. I know that the judge was extremely shocked by what he saw. Thank you very much, Garba. Especially since for anyone that saw the Charlie Kirk video, that was gnarly, right? Like, the whole thing was pretty gnarly to see. Probably one of the things that I will, be sleeping from, something, and my sleep paralysis demon will show it to me.
U.S. military says that it has carried out new strikes on
my God!
targets in Iran. The CENTCOM says the strikes were in response to a fresh attack on a ship transiting the Strait of Hormuz. Iran is also likely to have hit back with Kuwaiti air defenses responding to hostile missile and drone attacks, along with Bahrain as well. Air raid sirens have also been sounded in Bahrain, as I mentioned, pushing West Asia on the edge once again. In a statement, the U.S. Central Command said the new strikes targeted Iranian surveillance infrastructure, communication systems, air defense sites, drone storage facilities, and mine layer capabilities. Iranian media reported several explosions in Sirik and Kashim areas in southern Iran. According to the CENTCOM, Iran attacked a Panama-flagged oil tanker. This happened on Saturday, which was carrying some 2 million barrels of crude. In a post on Truth Social, Trump said that the U.S. struck Iranian missile and drone storage locations and coastal radar sites for violating the ceasefire agreement. Trump also warned Iran, saying that the Islamic Republic would cease to exist if Washington is forced to militarily complete the job that it started. The IRGC claims that it launched ballistic missiles and drones at U.S. Ali al-Salam Air Base in Kuwait and the 5th Naval Fleet in Bahrain. It also warned of a crushing response to enemy aggression, quote-unquote, and even threatened to halt negotiations if ceasefire violations continued.
I start screaming RTG.
Strikes come just a day after U.S. responded to an Iranian attack on a ship transiting the Strait of Hormuz. Iran hit U.S. targets in the Gulf in retaliation. Now, Bahrain said that it was targeted by several Iranian drones and accused Tehran of sabotaging peace efforts. Iran's Revolutionary Guards had also warned of a broader action if U.S. aggression continued. Now, these renewed hostilities have once again put an already fragile ceasefire under severe strain. Iran has warned
or a
vessels
bigger war
not to
happens,
enter
I
or
guess.
leave the Hormuz Strait without permission, but ships have continued to move, some using a route not authorized by Tehran. Now, the U.S. maintains that the MOU
I want a suppressor before the war starts.
Restoring the Strait of Hormuz to its pre-war
And a
status.
thermal scope.
Iran continues to assert control over the critical waterway, time and again mentioning that it will never go back to pre-war conditions.
For More. We have some working news just coming in. U.S. military has said it has carried out new strikes on multiple targets in Iran. And CENTCOM has said that strikes were in response to a fresh attack on a ship transiting the Strait of Hormuz. Now, Iran is also likely to have hit back, with Kuwaiti air defenses responding to hostile missile and drone attacks. Now, air raid sirens have also been sounded in Bahrain, pushing West Asia on edge once again. Now, in a statement, the U.S. Central Command said that Iran had attacked a Panama-flagged oil tanker on Saturday, which was carrying some 2 million barrels of crude. The latest U.S. response targeted Iranian surveillance infrastructure, communication systems, air defense sites, drone storage facilities, and mine layer capabilities. Iranian media reported several explosions in Sirik and Kashmir area in southern Iran. Now, in a post on Truth Social, U.S. President Donald Trump has said that the U.S. struck Iranian missile and drone storage locations and coastal radar sites for violating the ceasefire agreement.
Hey, Larry, how you doing, buddy?
He also warned Iran, saying that the Islamic Republic would cease to exist if Washington is forced to militarily complete the job it started. Now, the latest strikes come just a day after U.S. had responded to an Iranian attack on a ship transiting the Strait of Hormuz. Iran had hit U.S. targets in the Gulf in retaliation. Bahrain has said it was targeted by several Iranian drones and accused Iran of sabotaging peace efforts. Iran's Revolutionary Guards had also warned of a broader action if U.S. aggression continued. Now, the renewed hostilities have once again put an already fragile ceasefire under severe strain. Iran has warned vessels not to enter or leave Hormuz without permission, but the ships have continued to move, and some using.
I heard Luckner was offering to dress up like a little girl for the Ayatollah to get peace. He's a true American hero.
Pre-war status, and Iran continues to assert control over the critical waterway.
U.S. military says that it has carried out new strikes on multiple targets in Iran. So CENTCOM says the strikes were in response to.
Yes, we already heard you say that. You're saying that stuff is getting blown up and things are on fire, which is fantastic. Oh, Dr. Sayus, I'm waiting for this thing to open up. I really wish YouTube would not hang up as much as it does, so I can get rid of the chats. Makes things a little harder to do. But oh well. This is the country right now. Yeah, I think everybody's just kind of sick and tired, like, why are we playing this stupid game in Iran? Right? Like, this is how we do it. Oh, is that the song you were thinking of? Yeah, like, I'm kind of just like wondering, like, why haven't we just blown them to shit? Like, why do we go out there and then we wait? Oh, look, that's the civilians die. Oh, that's great. That's awesome. Then we're here sitting waiting again. Oh, look, more civilians died. How nice. It's not nice. That's called sarcasm. But it's goddamn horrible that we don't want to happen. And again, I know the hell is going on in freaking. Oh, and Ukraine's getting the living shit blown out of it right now. Nobody's been keeping up with that happy horse shit. Ukraine done screwed around and found out. People are posting videos right now saying, oh, well, you know, it's so horrible. We just had our 1-year-old baby and now we're like getting shelled by Russia. And I'm like, well, yeah, it's called a war. Like, nobody wants to be in a war. Okay, nobody but marksman, but that's a whole different story. He's his own type of nutter. But, yeah, it's a war they didn't ask for, but at the same time, the horrible part, right, Bez? And hey, how's it going, Bez? I'm still waiting for an email from you. The horrible thing is, not only did they not ask for it, right? But, you know, war sucks. War's not good. War's terrible. So when people go, oh my God, you know, we're here, we're in the middle of this. It's like, yeah, that's kind of the horrible part about it. God damn, this website I'm trying to pull up has a lot of ads. I'm trying to pull up a live view map right now on the area, but it's got a shit ton of ads on it. I don't really want to put all those ads on. All Temu ads. Zelensky is a very small human being, yes. But you can't be sending drones into Moscow and not expect retaliation, right? And that's kind of what happened. So now there is a huge amount of retaliation coming back towards those people. And that's kind of the crappy thing, right, in Ukraine, is they're not so innocent either anymore because, again, and neither is Russia. I'm not saying either side is one's better than the other, right? Don't get me wrong, but I am saying that Russia is a superpower, like, unfortunately. Well, I agree. All I'm saying though is it's very scary for the piss on off like that. But again, the other thing is I think it's a bad war that they're going to be fighting until every last person there is dead, which is not good, right? That's what I'm saying. Because I don't think Russia's going to give up, and I think that Russia has more armaments and people than Ukraine does. And there's a certain point when I think the rest of the world's going to be like, hey, we're not sending any more PMCs. We're not going to be making a forever war, right? That's going to be the unfortunate part. So, $357 billion for a war is really not that much, in the grand scheme of things. And you know, it's kind of the thing of what it is that you're out there, you're kind of out there trying to fight to make sure you don't lose your country, right? But you know, do you fight till everyone's dead? Or do we, you try to, you know, I don't think they're going to find a peace deal. That's not the 28,000 confirmed kills in a month. You mean from Ukraine killing Russians or vice versa? So those numbers aren't actually true per se. Those are random guesses of what they think is happening. We're not going to know until we start finding graves of people, 20 years later. But I mean, they're using drones now. Russia's using drones too, and I think it's going to get worse. Again, that's very hard to confirm. So how do you take a soldier's personal effects and you blow him up with a drone 400 miles away? I don't think you're lying. I think that there is info that you were giving. I don't think Russia's winning either. I think it's a very bloody thing. But knowing people who were over there, finding the exact numbers is very hard. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying it's hard to know exactly how many. Because that's kind of the fog of war, right? We don't really know. All we know is that we're seeing videos come out of people dying. Tons of them. Hey, this building collapse. Does that count for 400 people dead? Could hold 400 people. Could be they went down to the old, I don't know what the hell Russians eat. Bear Grill shop? Especially when some of the stuff is deep in Russia, right? So it's hard to figure out, like, this is how many people died. So, but I think later on, once it's all over, we'll get more concrete numbers, of course. But currently, I think it's very much up in the air. So, again, Russia was trying to invade poor Ukraine, and Ukraine's fighting back. It's been a very long battle. But again, Ukraine is also relying on a lot of outside help. So, and Russia is a superpower and, does have some very terrible weapons. And we found out the other day, an article came out that said, Israel came out and said, yeah, we already know Iran has a nuke. They've had it for like X amount of years. So, again, war is very, very shitty. So nothing good's coming of it. No, thank you. No, thank you, Elbent. So, yeah, there was a big narrative against Ukraine, wherever that came from at the time. Is it, not where it came from. I believe it was a real article, but yeah, I remember it being corrupt. They talked about, I remember talking about it was a huge problem of child sex trafficking. That was an issue. And now I don't know why they put that article out or when. That could have been, not to sound like a weird skeptic on this, but that could be even something Russia put out prior to it happening, right? Before the war actually kicked off. That could very well be a thing. Well, because again, like the narrative, like I don't think Ukraine is a great country either, right? I think they had a lot of issues. I know that they have a lot of issues. They weren't welcomed into NATO. It could be because of Russia. Could have been because of stuff they were doing, right? But right now, again, we're watching a very bloody and a very horrible war where a lot of civilians are being drugged in from both sides. So, and you could say, oh, well, Russia's the bad guy. All right, Russia's the bad guy. Still civilians dying. Ukraine's the bad guy. Still civilians dying, right? It's not limited just to regular soldiers anymore, and that's the shit thing. And that's all war is. A lot of this has to do with those gains of function labs in Ukraine. Maybe. I think Putin's dying of cancer and just trying to take over as much as he can before he dies. Yeah, but what about before? They could have went in before the war. They were an established country. Hunter, I heard you have a good time in Ukraine. All right, Bez. You have a good night, buddy. I'm trying to be in the middle here. I'm not picking any sides. I'm just saying how shit is. I think a lot of people supplied Hunter with cocaine and hookers. I don't think it was just one country. I think he was involved with stuff in there too. I think there was a lot of backwater deals going on. But yes. I had no idea where those films came from. But okay. I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't try to get in Tall Man, and if they turned around and were like, hey, we're going to get in now that the war started, kind of looks a little bad, too. Let's go see. Let's go ask the robot. Did Ukraine try to get into... I guess it wouldn't be NATO, be the UN. Let's go see. Because it says here Ukraine, as one of the Ukrainian Soviet Socialist Republic, was one of the original founding members of the United Nations. Signed the UN Charter in 1945 along the Soviet Union of Belarusian, now Belarus, after gaining full independence in 1991. So they were in the UN. So Ukraine did actively seek NATO membership before 2022. Joined NATO ships Partners for Peace in 1994. Expressed interest in full membership in 2008, NATO said Ukraine will become a member someday, but no membership action plan was granted then. Formally, constitutional goal of NATO membership set in 2019. Applied formal September 2022 after the full-scale invasion. So I guess they were trying to get in all the way since 1994. There you go. Is that better for you? I don't know if it said why. Let's see. Let me look. Why were they declined? Why did you not let them in? Yeah, you're welcome. Operation from NATO allies, Germany, opposition. Oh, so Germany and France didn't want them in. Fascinating. The U.S. and some Eastern European countries pushed hard for Ukraine and Georgia to get a map. Germany under Angela Merkel and France blocked it. They worried it would be unnecessarily provoke Russia and that Ukraine wasn't ready. The compromise's vague promise Ukraine will become a member someday, but no concrete steps. That was in 2008. Ukraine's own internal problems are also an issue. Corruption, weakened institutions, and incomplete reforms. NATO requires high standards of democracy, rule of law, citizen control of the military, and fighting corruption. Ukraine struggled with these for years. Domestic politics, support for NATO wasn't consistent. 2010. Pro-Russians, President Viktor Yanukovych got Parliament to drop NATO's membership as a goal and declared Ukraine a non-aligned. Lasted until Russia's 2014 invasion of Crimea. Many Ukrainians, public opinion, especially in the east and south, were skeptical or opposed NATO before 2014. Russia viewed NATO's expression as a direct threat. Putin and Russia officials warned aggravation against Ukraine joining. Countries wanted to avoid escalation tension with Moscow, especially over the energy independence that Russia got gas. Russia's 2008 war with Georgia right before the Bucharest summit reinforced those fears. NATO consensus rule: every single member of the country must agree to invite a new member in. Even one no or strong hesitation blocks progress. That's stupid. What's up, Rowdy Girl? So yeah, so if you want to blame why Ukraine wasn't in there, it was mainly because of apparently Germany and France. I don't know. They can also give other resources too. Fuel resources, places to land. I don't know. I don't know how much money stuff went missing. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot of corruption afterward. There's a lot of things that are like, again, that happened during war, which is very, very, very foggy. I don't know how else to put it. Foggy is the only word I can really come up with, right? Because we're not going to know. And there is no real rules of war, per se. Now, there's rules we hope that we all follow because we want to be better, right? We think that we're more... we think we're more civil than what we actually are. But when you're in a war, there's a lot of bad stuff that happens. That's why, as I was saying to Bez earlier, is that we don't really know how many people died. We can only guess, and they're educated guesses. It's not like they're pulling them out of their butt. It's an educated guess about what's going on. But, it won't be till the end where, we killed 25,000 people this day. Maybe we only killed 5,000 people. Maybe we killed 100,000 people, right? Like, no one knows until it's there, till the end. Again, that's one of the hard things with war, is that we don't know what we don't know. And, we all wish it was cut and dry, and we all wish we had our finger on the pulse. But, sorry, I wanted to play with my new thing. We don't know till the end, right? With the same thing happened in World War II, same thing happened in Vietnam, Korea, Afghanistan, Iraq. All terrible, terrible, horrible things that have happened. And that's something we got to kind of keep an eye on, right? Like, and even with all the information that we have, it's really hard to get a clear picture. I got a haircut today too when it was on my balls. Does that count? Just kidding. Now, do I think Ukraine deserves to be, invaded? No. They were their own independent nation. Just like I don't think Taiwan deserves to be invaded. I mean, would it though, Fired Up Gaming? Like, because think about it this way. If you have those weak-minded people that are part of Islam, at least we know what the hell they're doing. To get rid of Islam, what new weird religion are they going to join? Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, so New York City apparently the skyscraper is apparently unstable as brakes are shifting and falling off of it in number 3. On the Zombass region? You mean the Dumbass region? The Zombies region. Is there a Zombies region? A Dumbass. I was like, set an example nobody wants to follow. That's it too. No, from now on, Risk, it is now the zombies area. Bunch of nuclear zombies out there, like a Fallout wasteland. I don't want to, again, my thing is the Dumbass region, but Vlad the Impaler did have some crazy ideas on how to get people in line. That he did. I don't know the people of Ukraine. I don't know their civilians. I don't want their civilians being killed. I don't think that's okay. That's my answer to that, Colonel. Colonial Langus. You know, that's how I feel. I don't want civilians dying. You want to have, you know, soldier wars and kill each other, all right, but you know, regardless, however it comes down to, I don't think a bunch of Ukrainians or Russians, civilians, should be getting killed in mass. That's how I feel. But unfortunately, that's war. That's right, Son Honey. They actually did release the zombie thing. I think you know, I know. The CDC actually does some good things, but overall, there's too much bureaucracy. I think that screws up the CDC. See, this is why I can't. This is how I upset people, because I don't make any hard decisions on stuff. I try to look at things from different angles. I just end up pissing everybody off. Colonel, that's not totally true. Do they enlist women? Yeah, exactly. I don't like blanketing anything, right? I think everything is shades of gray. You know, that might be something I do have a black and white look on Fired Up Gaming. Yeah, I don't know. I heard about Ukraine doing it. I know Russia for sure was doing it, grabbing like anybody they could to be like, yeah, you look right. Get in the van. You're gonna be a soldier now. I heard Ukraine might have done it, but I know for sure Russia has done it. Yeah, Big Fly. That's why I said that might be the only black and white one I might have. When I read about the religion and I learn about the religion opposing and hurting people, it's very hard for me to have a shades of gray on that, right? Well, I mean, the Islam thing's also war cults, right? Multiple different war cults that are there that are working to destabilize regions, and they destabilize those regions so that they can so then they can impose the religion, right? And then if there's another group of Islam out there that doesn't agree with them, then they go to war, kill each other. But yeah, man, like that's, I don't know. That's one of the few black and white things where I'd be like, yeah, if I was with, you know, a buddy of mine, and he's like, oh, I'm Islamic, I would totally be, you know, start busting his balls about it, right? I'd be like, oh, really? Yeah, don't say. Let me challenge that, shall I? But I would say that's the difference, right? That's a little bit different than me going to a whole country of people in, let's say, even Iran, right? There's people in Iran who are not bad people. There's people in Iran who very much oppose not only the current government, but Islam itself. Those people, unfortunately, got rounded up and shot, right? 30,000 of them, which is sad. Because those were people who were like, hey, we want a better country, wanted to go back to, you know, wearing bell bottoms and drinking Pepsi like they were before. Yeah, and I would say that's the difference, too, between Muslims and Islam, right? Because Islam's the more hard-line version of it, right? Jesus, Tommy. But again, that's my outlook. I don't think a bunch of civilians dying is okay. And, if that makes people talk shit about me, whatever. I don't know. There's people out there who have nothing to do with the war that don't deserve to die. But unfortunately, that's how war is. So. Senator Mitch McConnell, 84, calls GOP allies from hospital to dispel internet chatter. He's brain dead. There's nothing else to add to that. I just wanted something to kind of take the pressure away. Taking control by people with fear is bad, or violence, or any other manipulation is all bad. We watched The Thing the other day with Kyle Hill, where Kyle Hill was talking about fascism and telling some stupid woman, do you know what the hell she was talking about the other day, right? Mitch could be an AI, sure. I could go with that. I could believe that.
Fractured nose and curling.
Excellent, Love Pugs. That's great to hear. That is excellent. Now you're broke for the rest of your life. That's not good. Well, you're broke for the rest of your life. There are, for elderly people who need heating and air conditioning, there are government programs and grants that after you buy it, you could fill out and actually get it reimbursed. And you don't need to have a home or anything. You just need to be either retired or disabled. Well, McFly, that's a different thing we were talking about. But yes, that is a problem. You had to take a loan for it? Yeah, so there's a bunch of different programs out there in the United States that never get used. So what we were talking about the other day, I know we're, for people in here, talking about the Iran stuff and the war. We'll get back to it in a second. There's a lot of programs in the United States that never get used. There is a lot of social programs that exist throughout the country that are federal that people never take advantage of because they don't know they exist. And that you should be able to take advantage of if needed. Now, this is different than like LaToya with her 12 kids and, 15 baby daddies. Figure that one out. Yeah. Fired Up Gaming, she's a grandma. Like, come on. Now you have to donate. That's gross. So, yeah, the problem is with people coming into countries, and I guess this goes for Ukraine also, and the Middle East and Europe and everybody else, is getting a group of people in a country who don't really want to be a part of your country. Yeah. They want to be a part of your country. They want to bring in their own values and change what your country is. Now, America's interesting because it's supposed to be a melting pot. I'm still saying you have to do it. And you're a okay, well, all right, fine. You get off on that now. Get it? Anyways. But America's supposed to be a melting pot, right? So some people believe that it's hard to say what Americans are. But when you go to other countries know what Americans are. They know the difference between a European, Englishman, and an American. They know the difference, well, maybe not Canadians. A lot of them don't know what Canadians are. But, you know, people look at it and they know there's a difference. So you'd be like, well, what's an American? And if you go to other countries, especially like I consume a lot of Japanese media, you know, they look at Americans, you know, yeehaw, hamburgers and guns, right? Like, that's kind of how we're known around the world. Cowboys, guns, space, all kinds of shit. So I would say that, yes, America very much has its own culture. And that those people out there who come to our country need to realize, like, there is an American culture. Now, the American culture is also about assimilation, right? Not only assimilation, but annihilation to everybody. No, assimilation into the culture, but also taking stuff from other cultures, you know, food-wise, the way we do things, whatever. Terrible beer, whatever it might be. Usually Americans will assimilate into themselves, but you still have the American culture on top of it. And apparently there's a hazmat situation in Irvine. It's probably meth is my guess, the look of those houses, to being in Irvine. But I feel like, look, if I go to Japan, you know, I do as the Japanese do, right? If I go to Rome, I do as the Romans. I go to, except for the bathhouse thing. Oh no, that's Greek. Johnny Bravo came and stole all of our beavers. But like, there's people from other countries that I know who are from. So I'll just give the easy way of looking at it. I was in a convention talking to some folks from Japan, and one of them asked the Canadians, "What part of America are you from?" Now, he looked the Canadian looked all shocked, and though I was like, "Oh, you mean?" And I corrected and said, because I'm trying to keep peace here, I corrected and said, "Oh, the American continent, right?" Because I knew the guy was Canadian. He smelled like maple syrup and guns scared him. But, you know, I knew he was Canadian, right? And the Japanese person was like, "Oh, yeah, you know, what part?" And he says, "I'm from Canada." And the Japanese person turns around and says, "Which state is that?" So I was like, "No, Canada, the country up here." "Oh, we thought that was part of America." Just, oh, all right. And, you know, if you know anything about Japanese folk, you gotta, you know, you don't want to get them embarrassed. So I admit, if I go to Japan, you swear allegiance to them? What? No, I'm just saying, if I go to Japan, I'm not going to go and, like, yell and scream like an asshole on the train. Well, I'm not going to Greece, though. Those weird bathhouse things I hear about. No, thank you. Where the hell did the Japanese thing come from? Oh, I'm sorry, McFly. I wish I could help, but I
don't understand, like,
fortunately I can't. Did we subsidize them? I had no idea. If you go to Japan, just don't do a Jake Paul stuff. Yeah, Jake Paul's kind of a prick. Yeah. Japanese get all stabbed if you Saki's very shameful. I don't know. I've known a lot of Japanese folk who've never tried to stab me, thankfully. Let's see. Bunch of weird things in backyard. Hold on. Let me go see what's going on.
Let's go to New York. Well, we're going to get some more information there just as soon as we can.
Oh, damn it. I'll go back to the hazmat situation. KBJ, I don't know who that is. Yeah, you're now a citizen when you visit Japan. Oh. I didn't pick up on that. Sorry, buddy. So, I'm going to go back to selling guns really quick. go to trapperoutdoors.com. He's going to, and I'm going to be very transparent with everybody. If we get 10 guns sold, I get something cool. So I'm going to get hooked up with something. So from Trappers. So we're trying to sell 10 guns. Doesn't matter what they are. Could be 22s, could be a fit. Well, I don't know. If I think I sold a 50, I'd get a pretty good. I'd get something cool. They sell suppressors, McFly. They make their own suppressors too. And I think they lifetime guarantee them also. I would say if I sold a suppressor, that would be equivalent of a gun. I know Sev was saying she's going to go buy some stuff for her man. And I think father, something like that. I got to go back and look at the message. But you can either email them and say, hey, Wolf sent me, this is what I'm looking for. That helps me a lot because not only do they know I am selling stuff for them, but also it helps you out because, like, you could get your suppressor Cerakoted, right? I am trying to get someone else to get some Cerakoted of, like, an anime chick on something because I know he doesn't want to do it, and that tickles me pink that someone's going to pay to get it done. What's up, King? Break all of this. Maybe it's just you, Angus. What did you do to those poor women to make them want to stab you? That's a question I got for you, buddy. My channel might actually be flagged? Probably. Flagged for what? I've been shadow banned for a very long time. Am I a Glock guy? No, I don't really like Glocks that much. Just not my preferred pistol. I actually like the P80s I made better. But I'm not a big Glock fan. I'm a more, like, I have a Canic. I really like my Canic. It shoots awesome. I took it with me, go hang out with Flavor Forest, and he won some guns, and then he, like, shot my Canic. He's like, oh man, I want one of those. It's so much nicer. It's like, yeah, it's free gun. Free gun's nice, but yeah. Oh no, Angus. If you're going to make a suppressor, start with one for a 22. No, not for me. Trapper is my... the folks I get the guns from. It's not showing you live, even when you fresh restart. Even click on the channel, it didn't show you. Again, I'm like super shadow banned, King. Actually, here, since we're talking about that, Nerdrotic has been going around and slapping YouTube around. Hold on, folks. I'm doing a little bit of housekeeping. There we go. All right. Nothing wrong with liking 380. Like whatever you want. I don't care. I'm not a gun snob. I don't care what people like. Unless it's a high point, then I'll make fun of you. But everything else, I don't really care. Well, so my Canic is a Walther PDP or PPD or whatever the hell it is. Hi, Julius. Oh, God. The trigger on this thing is great. The Tio's alive, apparently. He just sent me a message. Apparently, he's still kicking. What's up, Martin? How you doing, buddy? Again, my thing is whatever makes you happy. Stuff I will never buy though is like I have no reason to buy a 10 millimeter. Like I know other people like them, but I have no real reason to buy them. I'm probably going to get rid of my 40. I think who the hell comes in here? Roy was thinking about buying it off of me. Probably sell it to him for a good price. But now YouTube, we're not talking anything illegal. You could sell guns legally to people. They go through an FFL. Don't get stupid. For the Canic? Yeah, man, my Canic, again, I fell in love before with a Steyr L9A2, which was fantastic. Fantastic firearm. Then I went to the Canic, and the Canic's really good too. The Canic's smaller than the L9. So, you know, so I could just throw it in my pocket and walk around. I mean, you could change the iron sights out. You could, well, I mean, my thing is this. One of the things that always made me laugh is when people go, oh, I like Glocks after I do XYZ to them, right? That always made me laugh. I like Glocks, but only after I go through and I change the trigger and this and that. And I'm just like, why don't you just build your own gun? Why don't you just buy the Glock in pieces and just assemble it? I like Walthers a lot. Walthers are great. I own two. Well, no, I take that back. That's not right. I own a Canic, which is based off of Walther. And then I own a Walther 22 to teach Yuffie how to shoot. Can't they ship guns to your house now? Not in my state. I think the only state you can do that is Alaska. I think everything else to go through a FFL, I believe. So I have an XD. I have a second gen XD 40. That's the one I would, I think Rory is interested in. I wouldn't mind selling that one off. The 45, I have only one 45, and it's an XD.
This case, but do you?
I thought they're gonna say something of the case, but they're just talking out their butt right now. The audio is coming currently from screen 3, where bricks are falling from a skyscraper. We were talking about Iran. We were talking about some Ukraine stuff. People got kind of heated on the Ukraine stuff. The high-powered 9mm Browning fit into my hand really nicely. What was high-powered about it? Was it plus Bs? Yeah, the XD I carried with me for a while, doing not really the most legal of jobs, but it was fine. It's like I'm carrying an M9 Beretta. That is a lot of gun. Spoiled yourself with the Wilson Combat Explorer 2011 a couple years ago. That's pretty nice. Judge Torres is a goated home defense. Changed my mind. You like shooting people with a 410 shotgun shell? Oh, they made a judge with a 410 shotgun shell, Martin. But yeah, 45 long Colt would do it very well too. That would be a good limb remover. An illegal got shot this morning in Houston as they evaded ICE and tried to run over an ICE agent and died in the hospital. That was from Mexico. Again, another one. I kind of see a pattern with this. How was the hearing, Mark? I mean, I have a 357. I feel like, I don't know, that would be more than enough if I really wanted to, but someone breaks in the house, that I have the 40 and they're next to me, and here I have the 9. I know people say, like, you got to watch out for a bullet going in an AO, you know, whatever. Shit happens. I don't know. Boring as F? Yeah, I figured. So I'm not really watching the trial. Hey, woman, check your email! There you go. I told her to check it. That's how I tell her to check it. There you go. Charles, putting you to sleep? You're welcome. Yeah, all preliminary. Yeah, so I mean, they're getting evidence in. I don't know what's going to heat up with it, where it's going to go with the trial. I think it's pretty open and shut. I don't know if we're going to get anything really crazy about it. It's not like the Gavin, that's a very good point, buddy. I just don't know what they're going to talk about with the trial, right? So. I will say, though, I am not a very big fan of this getting civilians killed by getting them blown up in the ships. It's not really good. Lots of new videos will come out because everything has been silenced at the trial. Yeah, probably more disturbing videos, too. Once the actual trial begins, maybe I'll cover the whole real trial then. Again, I also went and put Neurotic. I tagged him because he's been putting the foot up YouTube's ass, telling him to fix shit. So hopefully he did that to me, and I stop being shadow banned. Because there's people that come in all the time like, I had no idea you're on there. I'm like, yeah, I'm on there. Right. Yeah, they're seeing what's admissible in court, what they can actually use. Again, court is boring usually because it's a lot of like, I present evidence A. Okay, well, I object to evidence A. Why do you object to evidence A? Well, because it was obtained this way. Okay, well, then we got to throw it out or keep it, right? Okay. And you know, on and on and on. And it's a giant pain in the ass. John Jr., was that the case? I mean, if there's some weird cabal that's killing people and that they tried to kill, you know, his dad. Hey, Martin, thank you very much for $5.
12 donated $5 through Super Chat. One big deal was Twiggs and Robinson DNA on towel and screwdriver that were found on scene.
What was that? Say again? One big deal was Twiggs and Robinson's DNA on a towel and screwdriver that was found on the scene. What the hell does that mean? Who the hell's Twiggs and Robinson? Sounds like a weird band. Sounds like a cover band for for somebody. Hey, you ever listened to Twiggs and Robinson? He'll not release anything gory? Well, that's good. I think a lot of the gory stuff is already on the internet. Again, seeing what happened to him was absolutely horrendous. I don't know how anybody out there who saw that would think that that was okay. Oh, Twigs is Robinson's old lady. All right, well, there you go. Which one was Smokey and the Bandit? Oh, Twigs is the furry boyfriend. Oh, no. So are they thinking that the furry was there also? That he might, yeah, Twigs and Berries. Are they thinking that he was also there and he might have been a part of it? Because that's interesting, I would say. That would be a very interesting thing to see that, oh yeah, Twigs and Berries was over there too. That they might have been on scene. I knew Robinson was the assassin. I didn't know who the hell Twigs was off the top of my head. Sorry. Twigs turned over evidence on Robinson. What if he did it because he might have been involved and threw him underneath the bus? I'm too pretty to go to prison. You going though? Oh shit. Oh God. Twigs is a man, yes. The plot thickens. I wouldn't be surprised at all if that was a thing.
Martin Ching has just tipped $5.
Supposedly Lance knew what Robinson was doing and helped him escape the scene. Is Lance Twigs' real name? The hell is going on in New York? Okay, I knew Lance's name, not Twigs. All right, now I understand. All right, now I'm on the same page. I now understand. I'm now on the same page. Iran's Ayatollah Mehrdad. The assassination of the martyrdom leader of the revolution is a rare event in Shia politics history that can mark the beginning of a great event. What the hell that means? That doesn't sound great. Sounds terrible. What a horrible last name. What's your last name? Twigs? No, really, what's your last name? Twigs? Oh. But man, I am itching. I don't know if it was fleas at my folks' house or I think it was mosquitoes, but something bit the living shit out of my legs over the weekend. Like usually I have to worry about like putting bug spray on, but goddamn. I think it was mosquitoes though. What are you trying to do? Smell like a salad? I throw some vinegar on me. But I'm trying to get Bratty Girl to buy a gun, Sev to buy a gun. I guess someone's buying a suppressor. That would be good. So my brother told me to use vanilla extract and water to for the bug bites. Coconut oil? Oh. I have some off bug spray. I just forgot to put it on. U.S. officials told Reuters the U.S. Treasury Department is revoking the general license that authorized sales of Iranian oil. Iran's action to Strait of Hormuz are wholly unacceptable to the United States, being met with consequences. So I guess we're going to stop buying their oil. I also have this, it's called Afterbite, and it stings like hell, but it seems to work. Twiggy, the cartoons. Also, I don't know what streamer university is, but it seems stupid and a giant scam. Have I tried putting Windex on it? I'm not a window, ma'am. I'm a man. Oh my God, there's a video of David Lee Roth out right now. Oh God. Like, oh, just stop doing music, dude. Just stop. I don't like David Lee Roth to begin with, but holy crap. That's a hell of a backing track he's got of his own self singing. The worst version of Van Halen made even worse. Yeah. Yeah. He looks like Sting. Oh, he looks like shit is what he looks like. And he's got backing tracks going because he can't really sing anymore. Oh, boy.
On the scene, he said, quote, "It does mean that it's not yet stable."
Yeah, that's the old fart, yeah. He was so weird on Rogan. I bet his brain is just mush.
The threat of localized
he looks and sounds terrible.
And more than 150 fire EMS personnel along.
Which is funny because I think Sammy Hagar did something recently too. Let's go see. Sammy.
Construction worker had been accounted for, and no injuries were reported. To protect the public from a potential collapse, the officials NYPD instituted a strict frozen zone, completing closing.
Holy shit! Sammy Hagar still touring.
40th Street to 45th Street between 1st Avenue and 3rd Avenue. 7 surrounding buildings, including nearby offices, hotels, and schools, they have also been completely evacuated. New York residents, commuters being strongly urged to completely avoid the area to allow emergency operations to proceed unimpeded. Officials state that displaced occupants will not be permitted back into the evacuated buildings until they are.
So here's Sammy Hagar from last month.
Site is secure. So this is just an
Steve Vai? Joe Satriani? Just see a bald man. I know it's hard to hear because it's someone's cell phone, but he still sounds like himself. Doesn't have a huge backing track like David Lee Roth. Anyways. It is Satriani? Oh, that's pretty awesome. That'd be a cool show to see. Satriani and Sammy Hagar. That'd be pretty awesome. Yeah, I mean, if I had to go see a show between the two. Oh, God, I did not think Ozzy sounded good at one of the last shows I saw him at. I felt really bad. I felt like it was elder abuse. Sammy Hagar? I've met Joe Satriani and Steve Vai on multiple occasions. I actually have, I used to have a signed t-shirt. Signed guitar too from Satch. I was on hard times and had to sell it to somebody, but I wish I didn't. Yeah, Satriani is a super nice guy. So I don't know if I should tell the story, but I'm going to tell anyways. You met Steve Vai's dad? The building is unstable and bricks are falling out of it. People are in there trying to shore it up right now, but the building's like slowly collapsing in New York. So 2 beams buckled, causing the building to sag. You know, I saw Stevie Wonder. I don't think you saw me, though.
Right, so the good news here, as we understand it, everybody has evacuated and everyone is accounted for.
I love when my camera turns the opposite direction and I look nuts. Great. So yeah, I got a good story for y'all. So
The area where several buildings have had to be evacuated. Fox 8 Sharon Crowley continues our coverage tonight. She's live on the east side with reaction from people there. Sharon, what are they telling you?
Yeah, well, the residents that I talked to and the tourists who are here visiting New York City and had to evacuate in a hurry this morning are wanting to know when they can return to their place of business or their apartment or their hotel. And at least for the hotel goers, the answer is not tonight. A lot of businesses losing a lot of money tonight. Take a look at some of the video we shot earlier today. Now, as I said, about 7 buildings plus a school with 400 students all had to evacuate. And it's mixed use. There's commercial buildings, there's high-rise apartment buildings, and there's also small businesses, employees being told they had to go. And we also caught up with a number of people who were staying in the hotel who were evacuated early this morning and then just this evening allowed back to get their luggage and told they needed to find somewhere else to stay. Take a listen.
I was ironing my shirt for a meeting, and somebody on a bullhorn started saying, "Evacuate the building."
Actually, well, that's terrifying.
He went back to the hotel, and they were like, "Hey, you can't come in." And so we went. He said, "Well, meet me at this fruit generation bar, juice generation." So I came, and then we get an email from I'm assuming it's the manager of the hotel, and he was like, "You're not gonna be able to get back." The email kind of read like, "You're not gonna be staying here is not optional. You need to go ahead and come get your stuff."
Heard about it on the news, and they were updating us.
They were renovating it. Bratty girls, what's going on? I think that's why they're acting like it was new. Because there was big, major renovations happening.
Problems here. The buses on 3rd had to be rerouted onto Lexington, causing a major headaches during rush hour right
Yeah, exactly, Julius. Thank you.
The traffic went back 20 blocks. It was literally at a standstill, and we're not sure what the bus route situation will be for tomorrow morning. Here on East 41st and 3rd Avenue, it is still blocked off to traffic for several blocks in both directions. However, they are letting the bike lane go and the pedestrian traffic on some parts of the sidewalk. But if you were trying to get back to your hotel or apartment building, you have to show the police ID, and they're not letting you go all the way inside until they're given the all clear. Natasha, I'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right, Sharon, thanks for that.
Sharon.
So that's what's going on in New York. That's why they're blocking off the area. They're afraid more stuff is going to fall and kill somebody. Today's U.S. attack in Iran was a twofold financial attack and then a powerful kinetic attack. The U.S. is turning the pressure back up on Iran. Now Iran responds with the own escalation ladder response. Apparently, again, that is not done. Iran's deputy foreign minister says U.S. strike on Iran constitutes a serious violation of Article 1 and 2 of the Islamabad Memorandum of Understanding. Also refuses Washington's repeated violations of the memorandum. Though Israel's actions in Lebanon and the threats against Iran and Tassim. You're killing civilians and shooting civilian boats. That then turns to putting foot up your ass, right? I would say that's what's going on. And then again, we're not going to be buying Iran oil. I think we're going to put a blockade in again. Again, Trump needs to stop with these stupid games and just go full on out. Iran just struck an oil tanker. Again, that was 10 hours ago. That was one of them that happened. So it wasn't just now, but 10 hours ago. As it was off the coast of Oman, it was passing through the Hormuz Strait. This is the third vessel in the last 24 hours that were hit when they refused to stop it. Because if they were not going to stop, they were going to attack them. Netanyahu, the Newsmax, Iran cannot be trusted. He said they're unsure whether a deal that will happen, but he and the President Trump agree Tehran will not have a nuclear weapon. Though Israel's come out and says that they're pretty sure that Tehran has a nuke, that they have one somewhere that intelligence is telling that they have, which I already guessed, right? I already figured that was going to be a thing, that Iran would have a nuke. It's not like a bunch of them would randomly miss. Oh, wait. It's not like there's other countries that can make them and just, swoop them on in. Dresden them, as in the Dresden Files? I don't know if that's going to work. I don't know if a fake wizard is what we need, or a real-life wizard is what we need here. It's probably in Michigan. Well, again, so them saying they have one is not an admission that they totally do, but it is on the side of, well, okay, it's closer that they have one than they don't, right? Destruction of Iran as we move on. Yeah, they're throwing it out. The other powers, like in Europe, are actually against us, telling Iran to wait it out, accounting to make doctrine, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so there's other powers out there who rely on Iran, who are fighting against us, which is no bueno. Just for, that's the reason why we said, like, hey, yeah, we're not funding your military anymore, right? If you're going to work against us, we're not helping at all. U.S. strikes on Iran are expected to continue for some time. Central Command is expected to provide more details once they are complete, a U.S. official told the Washington Post. Senior official warned that Iran does not stop trying to prevent tankers from crossing the Strait of Hormuz. The ceasefire of risk of collapse, according to the Israel Hayman. The U.S. warned Gulf states to prepare for a polished Iran response, according to Israeli Hayan also. So a lot of stuff going on over there. Russia apparently also shot down their own Ka-52 helicopter near Volnitz. The pilot did not survive. The Russian pro-war media reports that the mobile fire group of Russian army created to combat Iranian drones shot down a Russian Ka-52 helicopter. One pilot managed to eject. What? Hold on. What? How did he eject? This doesn't make sense. Hold on. I could be wrong, but I feel like if you eject up, that's where the big spinny wheels of death are up top. I don't know if I believe this article, especially about the ejecting part. Now, I could be mistaken. Jumped? Maybe he jumped out, like... Goodbye, comrade. It's up to you. Yeah, but bottom ejection doesn't work either, because then the helicopter's going to hit you. Or has potential to hit you, or kill the parachute on your way down. Good luck, comrade. Let us not die together. Yeah, you can't eject from a helicopter. Let me just go see. Maybe I'm mistaken, but I'm pretty sure. It's from Vizgrad, so nobody's calling out you can't eject from the helicopter. Let me go check. It does have it? No goddamn way. How? Where did they go? The rotors have explosive bolts that blast the rotors off first. Oh, okay, that makes more sense. So they blow the rotors off and then you eject out of it? Yeah, apparently, I'm looking it up. Apparently, yeah, it does have an ejection seat. Holy shit. What happens if the bolts don't go off? That is nuts. That is crazy. Goodbye, comrade. Crazy. Well, I learned something new today. Yeah, you stay away from the big spinny things. Well, apparently the big spinny things piss off somewhere else. Then the helicopter, I guess, is in free fall, and then you eject. Crazy. Absolutely nuts. If one bolt fails, then the whole chopper is destroyed before ejection. Oh, God. I don't know how it works, really, but they just detonate the rotors and the canopy, and then the seats whoosh out. Oh, God. That is terrifying. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Apparently, a powerful tornado in Hebei province of China sweeps a man in the air, leaving 11 people dead and 600 injured. That was 30 minutes ago. So apparently, a really bad tornado happening in China. I've been in a few helicopters. At one point, I was trying to take lessons to fly, and then I realized I don't really like flying that much. But the 2 times I did, it was pretty fun. You guys want to see China right now? So we get 600 people injured in China, 11 dead. A lot of trust in really, really, really good pilots. Because, there's not many people that say, hey, I survived a helicopter crash. There's people who survive plane crashes all the time. Like, a whole lot more than you would ever expect. Because what happens is the plane stops being able to fly and just kind of glides down, right? And goes where it's supposed to go. So we tell Iran we're going to be nice as long as you don't touch the boats, because we really hate it when they touch the boats. When they do touch the effing boats. That's what happened in Madagascar. Killed some civvies on them. Which is no good. I said that the other day, and people were like, there's no civvies on those boats. I was like, on the tankers? I believe they're civilians. I believe it's just some schmucko out there. Shot 3 of them, from what I was reading, McFly. Of course, there's civvies on the oil tankers. Yeah, that's what I believe, too. Hey, friends, can you guys hit the like button? Thank you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Yeah, tornadoes suck, and I don't think they're going to get much relief here in China for those poor people. They're not really good on the, helping everybody type thing. Do the communism. I've been reading a bunch of different Japanese manga that talks about their military. One, they think their military is hot shit, which, yeah, that's fine. They're Japanese. It's Japanese military. All right, whatever. Whatever. They want to promote their own military. That's fine. The other thing is, when this was written, Biden was in charge and Obama was in charge. And, there was a lot of, well, the Americans are not coming to help us. And the one that I read that had Trump in it, they were like, oh, yeah, we can rely on the Americans to come help us. I'm like, interesting. Is my robot broken today? It looks like my robot is broken today. Yeah, I would agree. But they try to claim that they own all of that area in that strait, which is not true. Well, it's weird too, because I deal with all these freaking otakus that are super leftists. And now that I'm pointing out, yeah, no, Japan loves Trump a lot. They're all about it. They get all really butthurt, so it's quite fun for me to watch. Sweet! That means more people will find me. They did celebrate the U.S.'s 250th birthday in Japan. I think they gave us something too, didn't they? With a giant drone show of Trump. Yeah, so... Well, I'm trying to get Streamlabs to work, but it is acting... how can I put this nicely? Shitty! I don't like it when my shit doesn't work. Makes me mad. Let's go see. Let me just go do this the old-fashioned way. Dono links. There they are. That's the good, amazing trappers. Here's the link tree. They gave us 250 cherry blossom trees. That's pretty cool. Yeah, Streamlabs is all borked. It's not working for some reason. All right, I pinned it. The story of the trees is nice to read about. I'll have to go read up on it. Okay, log into Streamlabs, you piece of shit, so I can make sure it works. Maybe. Once we show them unlimited power that we have. Again, it would be really terrible to kill that many people. Hey, is it working now? Negatory. Yeah, and didn't we also say that Japan could have its military back because of the shit that was happening with China, and we think that they need to step up their game? Still not working indeed. The trees were just our friendship, the present and future. This is our country with like and peace. Well, that was pretty nice. Oh, that's awesome, Martin. Yeah, I don't want you guys dying. I want you having tumors. That's not okay. But that's excellent that it was benign. I told you I have a couple underneath my chin, right? I have to go get them checked every like 4 or 5 years. But I have a couple of them right underneath my chin. Hey, who just sent me that $20 dues? Who was that just sent me the 20? Because I don't want to use your real name. Yeah, I have to go get them checked every so often. They found them last time. What the hell were they doing? Oh, they're giving me an MRI for my back. And they're like, hey, you got these things. I had to go get them checked. And they're like, oh, they look benign. But I'm talking about my tumors. So whoever... that was you, McFly? All right, thanks, buddy. Let me go add that. Hold on, sir. Hold on. I don't like, again, using people's real names because I like to keep your anonymity unless you really don't care, and then that's fine too, but I try to. Yeah, Japan dropped its defense-only military stance for an offensive capability military stance, which is excellent, which is what we want to happen because we want someone who's an ally over there, right? In good standing.
McFly0856 has just tipped $20.
Thank you, good sir, for the wonderful $20 reduce. I'm still trying to figure out why the hell the damn thing's not working. Chat restriction, all off. Yeah. They gotta go like link accounts or some shit. I don't really want to do this right now, but I gotta get it working. Oh god, that's the wrong thing. That just blinded me. So China's having the tornado. We bombed the shit out of Iran, and apparently New York is having the building that may collapse. They're trying to shore it up so it doesn't happen. That is currently what's going on with it. Now it should be working. They changed everything up with their stupid program. We did mandate the end of Russian-Japan war. Maybe the trees were a thank you for that also. Possibly. Hey, the bot works again. There we go. Sweet. I think YouTube's out to get me also. So, Patrick Stewart has reportedly completely retired. His final role will be Professor X in Avengers Doomsday. So, it looks like we're going to be getting no more Star Trek. At least not with Patrick Stewart. So, again, Patrick Stewart, fully retiring. Avengers Doomsday, he's going to be in, which is, did I read that right? Yeah, Avengers Doomsday, which is pretty freaking cool. I'm happy he's part of the whole Marvel thing and the X-Men are part of it. That's really cool. Sad that he's retiring, but I don't really blame him. He's an old man. Good for him. That ain't China? It's supposed to be China. Yeah. That is in China. One of the provinces of China. Let's see. Looking for more news going on of Iran. I still don't understand how there are 15,000 people watching Lookner who has nothing on the screens of any importance. I don't understand it. I don't get it. 11 seconds ago, 11 seconds ago, U.S. airstrikes targeted a facility in Bardar Abyss, Iran. So apparently we are still bombing the living crap out of Iran right now. We have not stopped. So this is 11 seconds ago. This was dropped. Rally Cascard has to be, buddy. Like, I don't know otherwise. So as 11 seconds ago, people are saying U.S. airstrikes targeted a facility there in Iran. Again, U.S. launched fresh strikes on Iran. So, people are saying that they missed the real story of Iran sanctions reversal. This is not about tankers. This is about Treasury balance sheet math colliding with state deal-making theater. The Hamas interim deal was brought by Washington roughly 6 weeks, and oil versatility is what they're saying. But again, we don't rely on Iran oil, so... Apparently, President Trump is safe at his hotel in Turkey amid at least a dozen new retaliatory strikes on Iran by the U.S. military. Bombs continue to drop at this moment. Seems they didn't believe the U.S. would hit if Trump was in Turkey, which, by the way, that is quite dangerous for Trump being in Turkey. Mitch McConnell apparently called up other people in Congress and were like, I'm not brain dead. Allegedly. So allegedly McConnell's still alive. Yeah, they're adding braces because the building parts of it are failing. And I think those, as you can see, I don't think those things on the left and right of that screen. Here, let me blow this up so we can see it better. I don't think these things that look like they've crumpled in, missing paint, are supposed to look like that. I could be mistaken. You know those parts there next to my head? Could be, Lou. Could absolutely be, buddy. I'm not going to say that's out of the possibilities. Maybe, Spank. I don't think so, though. But maybe. But again, I think those supports failed. The ones on the right and left, that's where they cracked, all the paint came off. How much are those guys getting paid? Probably not enough. Hey there, I need you to go up in that building and give a little sure up. Just make sure it doesn't collapse. I don't think it's a good idea. Go get your ass up there, your pension's gone. Oh, shit. Driverless car calls the police on two teen passengers after it reports them drinking alcohol and shooting a toy gun out the window while driving around. The San Mateo Police Department in California arrested a 15-year-old after the driver of the car company, WAMU, contacted them about the teens drinking underage and shooting Orbeez water pellets out of the window. While there was some ingenuity into the scheme, the toy guns, water guns, and BB guns all possess real danger, especially to untrained eye. Simply handling them can cause fear in passerbys and those who don't get a good look. Shooting projectiles can also cause real danger. It's also attempted murder in California. So, shooting out of a car. Colombia has been eliminated from the World Cup by Switzerland after falling victim to a VTuber Essie's curse. Apparently, there's a VTuber curse for sports teams. Put a Navy shoring team in there, probably out of the last building. Maybe. I think there's some poor bastards are told to go in there. I wouldn't go in there. I'll be like, nah, I'm good. Because I guess bricks are falling out, all kinds of shit. A toddler in California was left with a traumatic brain injury after a country club daycare worker tossed him above her head and landed on top of him after he fell to the ground. For anyone that doesn't know what happened, I'm not going to play the video because it's kind of disturbing, but there's the link to it if you really want to go see. So she was playing with the kid, but with toddlers, you don't want to swing them by their arm. It's really bad to swing a toddler by their arms. You could dislocate their shoulders really easily. Because with my nieces and nephews, right? You put your hands underneath their armpits, you kind of toss them in the air a little bit. You're not like, Hadouken, throwing them under the roof. But she was using my arm, swinging him up in the air. And then he fell over her head, and she wasn't quick enough to grab him. And instead, he landed on his head, and then she fell on him. There's the video, though. I just put the link in if you're curious. Kind of bad. No, the kid's got a traumatic brain injury. So unfortunately, no, he's not okay. People also do the same thing. There was another one where some daycare worker was like picking the kids up by their legs, and they were finding like dislocated hips of the children. Well, cult members apparently desperately tried to hide what was happening when the dad exposed a drag queen dressed as a prostitute reading sexual books to children. This has become more of a thing that people were trying to pass, and it's no longer being allowed to happen, which is great. At least 2 dams, the Lulan Reservoir and the Yunabao Reservoir, has failed in China's southern Gangzhou region. If the Three Gorges Dam, Three Sisters Dam, Three Something Dam, if that failed, millions of people are going to die. So that's the real one that's going to be terrible if that fails. So Anime Expo just passed. People were at it. Apparently they were saying it was one of the worst conventions they have ever been to. Saying that the lines are so long and things are sold out within the first day. I guess for the company that's great, but to everybody else not so great. On top of it, a lot of parents were also upset that their children were exposed to quote-unquote prostitution. Hey, what's up, Goldenberg? How's it going, buddy? I didn't know what the hell the prostitution they were talking about was, but apparently something. People in Memphis were taught that the National Guard are not putting up with their shit. For people that don't know, Memphis currently has a National Guard station to keep the peace because I guess the police are too incompetent. I don't know what the hell's going on in Memphis, but definitely an issue. Maybe that's why. I don't know. All I know is that people are saying AX was just nasty, and then Fanime in California got in trouble because even though it was not part of the convention OnlyFans models were having guys drink Kool-Aid off of their feet while they poured it down their leg. And as nasty as that was, and people did not really like seeing that, apparently. That is not what they were taking, going to the convention to see. Yeah, but there's a certain point too where like it's out in the open in the middle of San Jose, and like the regular people are like, "Hey, I don't know what you guys are doing with your nerd shit and your degeneracy, but can you knock it off?" Because there's like apartment buildings you can see right down there too. People walking by. I think the difference, Lou, is a lot of the time they do it within the convention or in the hotel rooms. Like, I've heard stories. I've known some things. I've seen some stuff. But mostly it's in the convention. I think this time, because it's outside the convention, was the issue. And then on top of it, Anime Expo, I think, doesn't pay anything for the center from what I read. Someone told me like they pay $1 every year because of bringing so much business for the LA area. But I don't know. I would say, like, I understand there's going to be some weird nerd shit going on, but I think it's the degeneracy that's kind of taken off, which is the issue. And I think it's because it's more prominent around where people's kids are like hanging out and stuff like that. So they're like, Hey, stop being kind of weird. Or my kid. I think, so I agree, anime people can be weird. Sci-fi people can be weird. I think the least weirdest convention I ever been to was a board game convention. It's just people playing board games and getting drunk, which is fine. There's one scary ass looking tornado out there. Breaking news, the state of Indiana will be canceling all commercial driver's license for illegals at midnight tonight. Lieutenant Governor, finally every single state should follow this. Yeah, I think there is not going to be anybody allowed with a commercial driver's license who is illegally here. This also, once one state starts doing it, other states will start doing it too. Well, and the thing is with anime people, is I think some of them are like not fully all there in the head. And so they'll watch this and be like, oh, I'm going to act like this because I saw this on the TV, right? But I think those same people are also the same people who watch like wrestling and they pick up their, child sister and snap her neck by trying to power bomb her into a table, which is the thing that happened. Four killed, including Rittman police sergeant, in a shooting stemming from domestic violence dispute between a suspect and his ex-girlfriend. Rittman police responded to a home in Chippewa Trail on July 5th after reports of break-in and shots fired. Authorities say the incident stemmed from an ongoing domestic abuse dispute between the suspect's 38-year-old Brandon Frazakis and his girlfriend Christina McWilliams, 44. Franz was not a biological father of 13-year-old daughter McKinley. When officers arrived, they were immediately met with gunfire. Gunfire. Sergeant Scott Reyes, 54, Christine McWilliams, and McKinley were killed during the exchange. That's sad. So 4 people killed during one domestic incident. Frazakis was later found dead inside the home. So that was Ohio. So the 13-year-old died, the guy died, the girl died, and then someone else died. Sergeant died. Sad. Well, since we're talking about Ohio still, might as well keep up with it. I keep thinking Tio's in Ohio, but I don't think he is. He's probably been sending me stuff that I haven't been paying attention. Nope, not the damn thing he sent me. All right, well, all right. At least I guess I wasn't ignoring him.
Are you guys in school? Are you okay?
What the shit? Hold on. I gotta enlarge this video. How would you feel if you were a cop and this is what you showed up to a scene to? It's not a little, Lou. It's a lot. Okay, Patrick Stewart's reported retirement is an unconfirmed rumor from a podcast host with no official statement from the actor. All right, well, there you go. All right, well, that's good to know. All right, back to this.
16 children have been rescued from what authorities are calling a house.
Dear Lord.
House of Horrors in rural southeastern Ohio. 4 adults, Gary Siders Sr., Gary Siders Jr., Christina Siders, and Elizabeth Siders, have been arrested in connection with the case.
Incest? I'm guessing incest.
Investigators have not yet released the exact relationship between the 4 suspects or whether they are related to the children. Authorities described the scene as pure evil.
How would I feel? All 4 suspects resisted arrest. No, Radagaskar. One of them was a 13-year-old girl. So the guy shot at the cops, killed the cops. He killed the daughter and he killed the wife, and then the cops killed him. That was for the other case, not this.
Calling it one of the worst child abuse cases they have ever encountered. According to investigators, every child required medical treatment. 2 of the victims were so severely injured that they had to be airlifted to a level 1 trauma center for emergency care. All 4 suspects are facing felony child endangerment.
Oh, I see. You're saying that
charges.
You're saying that you would plant a gun on them and shoot all of them.
Are
Gotcha.
you guys okay? Required medical treatment. 2 of the victims were so severely injured that they had to be airlifted to a level 1 trauma center for emergency care. All
incest.
4 suspects are facing felony child endangerment charges involving serious physical harm. Investigators also say there is currently no evidence that the
right, Kelton? Like, definitely. I would definitely check the yard for any sort of any children that were buried out there and left dead.
Case is connected to human trafficking. Officials believe the suspects had been traveling before temporarily staying at the Ohio home where the children were found. Authorities have not yet revealed what led them to the property, but many are calling the rescue a miracle that may have saved 16 young lives.
Apparently, Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth will travel to Israel to seek advice from Benjamin Netanyahu on the renewed strikes against Iran. That's something else that's going on. Just dropped. I'm kind of curious about this case in Ohio. Case in Ohio, worst child abuse. U-Haul, maybe? Just throw them in the back? Those people eat children? That wouldn't surprise me either. Case involves 16 children rescued in late June 2026 stands as one of the most shocking, widely reported child neglect and abuse cases in Ohio in recent years. On June 30th, 2026, authorities executed a search warrant initially tied to an unrelated public indecency investigation involving one of the adults. Oh, so they're perverts, too. Well, I mean, that probably could have gone without saying, to be honest. The children were mostly confined to a single 12 by 12 foot room for much of the prior 4 years. The home had human waste, feces everywhere, bugs and cockroaches, bacteria, unsafe structural issues. Floor nearly collapsed. Officers described the kids as looking almost frail, with some unable to speak, the 18-year-old unable to write her name, and severe medical neglect. Livestock on the property reportedly lived in better conditions. This is going to sound really terrible, but to those people, the kids are probably livestock. I know it's going to sound absolutely horrendous, but I have a feeling that was a thing. You know, you get like that weird pit of your stomach, like these people are disgusting, and for many reasons. That's how I'm aiming at that. 7 children hospitalized with some serious issues. 2 airlifted trauma centers in Columbia, which I already said. Condition incubated. Oh my God. They showed signs of starvation, developmental delays, and lack of education. None enrolled in school. Well, if they were getting intubated, that's some serious shit going on. All charged with 16 counts of second-degree felony child endangerment involving serious physical harm. Gary Sadir's grandfather, 73. Christian Sadir's grandmother, 66, 67. Father, Gary, 36. Elizabeth, mother, 33. Legally status arraigned July 1st, 2026. All pleaded not guilty. Really? Really? You might want to plead guilty. You probably would get, some less. We know you're guilty. Everyone knows you're guilty. Literally the smoking the gun. Bond was set at $300,000 each, which I do not think that is high enough. I think they all should have $2 million on them at least. Each count carries 2 to 8 years minimum, up to 12 years max if convicted. Up to 12 years max if convicted. That is per case though. So I guess if all 16 of them were there and the judge gave 12 years per child, they'd be there for like over 160 years. Yeah, good luck with that not guilty charge, right? Investigations ongoing, search warrant sealed, possibly additional charges. The children are in temporary custody of Ohio State Department of Jobs and Family Services. They're going to put the kids to work. Ohio Attorney Andy Wilson called it pure evil, one of the worst scenes he's seen in his career. Third world conditions and almost beyond comprehension. Sheriff and others echoed this also, noting the children were essentially hidden from the community. The case has drawn massive attention due to the scale of 16 siblings during the duration and how it went unnoticed in a small town. So. Terrible. Friggin' horrendous. Netanyahu spoke with Iran ahead of the U.S. President Trump Turkey visit about keeping Anaconda out of the F-35 program. In CNN interview, Netanyahu said that the dispute, despite Trump's friendship with Aragon, doesn't make Turkey a friendly country to the United States, accusing Ankara of ties with Hamas. Maybe. I'd be surprised. Yeah, Kaltenberg, I'm going to say this case is going to be probably multiple layers of incest, unfortunately. I saw something about Tampon Tim opened up his stupid ass mouth the other day. Apparently he was showing that a bunch of Patriot Front people were on some subway or a bus or some shit. One black woman, someone took a picture and he said, "Oh my God, this poor woman." So then people showed about the black guy that murdered the Ukrainian girl the other day, saying, "Well, why don't you say anything about this, dickhead?" Florida Congressman Brian Donalds accused a cornering a woman in a grocery store and threatening to crush her, according to the new lawsuit per the Daily Mail. Oh, no. Scott Jennings said Senator Mitch McConnell, hospitalized, called him. They had 17 minutes long conversation. Voice sounded strong. So I guess McConnell's calling saying he's not quite dead. Maybe. I mean, we could do some more like true crime stuff. She literally took a dump on the train? Oh, no. And Tampon Tim loved it. It's all about it. So there you go, folks. All right, last round of donations. It's technically my day off, but I want to do a little show and say hello to everybody. So that is the current news of what's happening today. I am going to give you an adieu, and I am going to head out for tonight. If you guys want to donate, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, or buy me a coffee, anything helps because, well, you guys keep the roof over my head and the gas in my car and make sure I can keep on doing the show for you. And all your donations are very much appreciated and thanked. So you have a very good one, everybody, and take it easy. And I will see you all tomorrow for my regular show. Damn it, my music was not prepared. All right. You have a good night, everyone. Take it easy. Very wonderful night. Love you all. Take care. And again, if you guys want help with the groceries, keep the roof over my head, everything else, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, buy me a coffee. ! Donate. And your little donations, $5, $10, whatever, help me making sure I can keep on doing the show. All right, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.